Hi there, my brainwashed. This is Josh there coming at you today. Hi, how you doing? So today, I tried to upload a video. It was like almost 20 minutes long. YouTube rejected it because it was like almost 20 minutes long. So I'm going to break it into parts. I'm going to do the exact same video, but I'm going to break it into multiple parts, and we're just going to focus on independent things. Now, I previously, like 2 videos ago, I uploaded a video concerning biblical canon. Now, I think that biblical canon is super important, and there are very few people that actually understand it or care enough about it. My issue is that Revelations was the last book of the Bible created, and it was like made in 90 AD. The canon of the Bible was established in like 500 AD. And so that's a pretty significant change. In the end of Revelations, it says that you're not supposed to add to or take away from Scripture. Now, if you're not supposed to add to or take away from Scripture, then obviously it's referencing the canon that existed before it was established canon. So it's obvious that the canon that we have today has been established by men and not by the Bible. So I had the theory that I should be able to go to the Bible and figure out what the established canon was. That's kind of the point of this whole issue. And I found it. Now, the biblical theory that I had before is the foundation of what I came to. And it did work. However, I found a much simpler way to do it. And I'm going to share that with you. So my original theory was, and we're going to only focus on, right now in this video, we're going to focus on the Old Testament canon. And then we're going to go into the Gospel canon. Then we're going to go into New Testament canon, just so that so that's the course of action. So right now, we're just focusing on Old Testament canon. Now, my theory was, if Jesus Christ said it, if he quoted from the book, then it obviously is canon. That's how it works. If Jesus Christ quotes the book, then it is canon. If Jesus Christ doesn't quote the book, it is not canon. However, there was a problem with that. And the reason there was a problem with that is because there's a lot of freaking books. Not that it didn't work. It did work, and it worked in spades. But if you see all this behind me, yeah, that was a cluster. That was a lot. That was a lot of work, and there was a far easier way to do it, which I figured out later on. Now, the Old Testament, the Tanakh, is basically what it's referred to, and it has different parts in it. It has the Torah, the Navim, the Ketuvim, and the Hamesh Megilliot. These books are these collections of books, and this is how I found out that Jesus Christ doesn't have to quote everything; he just has to quote the book. Because when I went through my research, I found out there were basically 5 books that Jesus Christ did not quote from, and I found out that the 5 books were all in one collection. So I'm like, oh, all you have to do is just research which collection did Jesus Christ quote from. So yeah, so there's a far simpler way to do this. So let me just go into detail about it. There's the Navim Rishonim, and the Navim Aronim. There are basically 4 books according to the Bible, or according to the Jewish mindset or the Hebrew mindset. And the Navim Rishonim is Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings. There's no 2 Samuel. First and 2 Samuel in that book is one book. 1st and 2 Kings is one book. And they do that a lot. There's not a lot of... we died at it because it was too long, but the books are just like, this is the books. The book. Okay. So Navim Rishonim is Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings. Navim Aronim is Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and the 12 minor prophets. And yes, there are 12 minor prophets, but they're not considered independent books. They're considered all part of the one book, which is a part of the 4-book collection. So it's complicated, but it's not that complicated. So anyway, so Hosea, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi are all books that are canon because they are part of the Navim and Aronim and Navim Rishonim. And basically, the Navim Aronim is Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, and the 12. Okay, and the Navim Rishonim is Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings. We also know that Torah which is the 5 books, which is Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, are all part of biblical canon. Jesus Christ quotes from these. You know that these are biblical canon because of, Matthew 23, 34 through 35, and Luke and Acts, Luke 11, 50 through 51. And you know that those are biblical canon because of those references. Then we know, and the Nevim Aronim is in Mark 1, 2, and 3. You know that those are biblical references. We also have the Ketuvim poetical and the Ketuvim historical. And we know that those are canon because of Luke 20, 41 through 44. And so, with those books, we know that those are canon. So, however, the Hamesh Megilliot is not part of canon. And so the books that are not a part of the canon, so right now it's, the Ketuvim is, the canon books are Psalms, Proverbs, Job, that's in the Ketuvim poetical, and then the Ketuvim historical is Daniel, Ezra, Nehemiah, and Chronicles. Ezra and Nehemiah are one book. I don't know why, just they're one book. All right. Probably because they're super short and they're put into one scroll. Okay, but Jesus Christ did not quote from the Hamesh Megilliot, so the books that are in the Hamesh Megilliot will not be considered canon. And these books are Song of Songs, Ruth, Lamentations, Ecclesiastes, and Esther. So, because of this research, and I simplified it, made it simpler, and therefore these are the books. There are 8 in the Nevim, there are 5 in the Torah, and there are 6 in the Ketuvim, and the Hamesh Megilliot is not canon at all. So, I was digging it. But anyway, so I'll show you what it looks like. So that way you see a picture of it. There's the picture. I went a little crazy with the cheese whiz. So that's the picture. And So anyway, I'm the heretic. That's the canon research, the outcome for the canon research when it concerns the Tanakh. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. What's up?